Hey guys, my name is Easy Taps, and we are going to go ahead and cut back into the part 2 of The Last of Us, part 2 or 2, as you guys like to call it. So where we last left off, we found out Joel has died, Ellie has now woken up, and they make a popular cemetery, and they put Joel in there. Now, what was Ellie, it cuts to Ellie in a house, Tommy comes by and says, I'm sorry, and what was Ellie gets mad, and they are not going to do anything about it because they're worried if the hunters or any more hunters or after them are coming into the village or town or things that you want to call it. So what was Ellie says, I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and go. Tommy's like, alright, I'm going to see if I can give you any men. Let me talk this day with my wife. And after that, the next day, Ellie visits Joel and she wants to go pick up something at Joel's house. And what happened was she goes to Joel's house with Dina. Dina is now coming with her to go and find and get her revenge on the people who killed Joel. Now, we have nothing known about anything about Abby or what these people are. So what happened was Ellie visits Joel's house for the very last time. And she gets his gun, says goodbye. But Tommy's wife has came in and said, and Tommy has left a note that says, please do not, I am going after and getting revenge. This was on my mind. I cannot get this off my mind. Please lock up Ellie. She's going to come after me. Get rid of the guns and the horses. Lock up the stables and everything else. And his wife was like, no, I want you back here. So they let Ellie get ammunition, take one horse, and go out of there to go find out the people who do this, same as Tommy. So they leave, you go to Seattle, they find the way, and then they make a little coziness. They find out where they are. So what happens is she kills one of the members that was there, and after that they set up camp, and Dina has told Ellie that she is pregnant, not with her, but with her ex, Jesse, the Asian guy that was there. I didn't tell you he was Asian, but he is Asian. And Ellie's like, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go find some more information. She goes, and a whole bunch of people are riding in cars, and somebody covers her mouth. In the trailer, as you guys saw, somebody covered her mouth, and when they passed by, she told her and there was Joel. And she said, you think I'll let you do this on your own? Now, they didn't want to tell you that Joel is dead, so what they do, Joel's not there. So they throw that out the window. Jesse's actually there. That's actually Jesse saying that. So Jesse says that. And he's kind of wounded because he was trying to do the same thing, I believe. I don't really know. It's something like that. Or he got captured one. And so after that, they fight their way. They go back and they have fun time. Ellie patches herself up, and she goes out in the middle of the night to kill Abby. Now, they found where Abby is, Ellie has came back into that one part, and she's like, where's Abby? Now, Abby had a relation with Owen. They broke up, but Abby is still in love with Owen, but Owen has a new girlfriend that is pregnant. Now, before we smash that down into a sandwich, we're going to flip back to Abby, because Abby was, moving, and it talks about all about that. She was like, we're going back to Seattle. She has her own military group around her, and she's like, the deed is done, but she is going to keep on going for the scumbags, like, doing this shit. So, what happened is, that takes a very long time. They do a bunch of dialogue, blah, 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 and this shit. So, it flips back to Ellie, and Owen and his girlfriend was there. Now, Owen's girlfriend is pregnant, so they was like, where is Abby? He said, I'm not telling you. Rewind. Forgot about this part, guys. Sorry about that. But before all that happened, when Jesse came back, what do you call it? What happened is Jesse comes and takes them back. Oh fuck. Ellie takes Jesse back to the compound where they're staying at right now. So after that, she goes out to find one of those people that was there, and there was a black girl that was holding her down. She asked, so they chase, and after that, so I was spores. After about 10 years, spores actually come up and they grow on the walls and everything else. If you breathe that in, you start choking and it goes up into your head. And so they go on a big chase. They fall down. Ellie cops up with the girl with the behind locked doors, and she's immune to it. So if she breathes it, there's nothing going to happen. But she's not. So they're going to do it like Jordan. I can do this slowly or I can do this easily. Whereas Abby, she's like, I'm not telling you. So Ellie's furious. She takes a pipe and fucks her up until she gives it up. But we don't see that. So she dies. Cuts back where she's coming back. She's healing herself up. And they found out where Abby is. She goes to that one compound. Owen and his girlfriend is there. And they determine where the fuck is Abby at. So what happened is that Ellie killed the pregnant girl and Owen, and what happened was that she was like, I don't know where Abby is. So after that, so she comes back to the compound and she tells them she wasn't there. So they were both adventuring getting out of there because their position was compromised. So they push out of there to find a new thing. And they open the doors. Jesse goes through. And what do you call it? They find a new place to stay. Dana stays there. Jesse and Ellie comes in. They open up a bar. And that part, I don't know yet. I just made that stuff up. About that part about Dana, and I know they move out of there, but that part is unsynchronized. I don't know what happened to that part, but I'm getting to the part of it tomorrow, so we're gonna go and skip on to the juicy part of it. So what happened is that all right, so what happened is on the other side of Abby came out to look for Owen, and Owen goes back to his girlfriend. She goes along, and these people, they are at war with these other people, and what was in the trailer, as you see Abby getting hanged, and most likely there is an Asian girl getting her wings clipped, which means, so these are your wings, and they're taking a wrench and beating the shit out of her arm right here, which is broken, and stuff like that, and there's a little, and I call this the Avatar, the Last Airbender, because he looks like he's a miniature little boy with no hair. He has a bow. He helps them get out. Abby helps them, and they bring him back to the compound. They see Owen and them dead. So that cuts back to Ellie and the ball fight and everything else. Stays right there. That's unsynchronized. But I would tell you right now, Tommy did get shot in the head. Everybody thought he was dead. He's actually still alive, but he got shot around right here, so they sewed that up. So his eyes pretty shut like that. And it's something like that. And so what happened is that she got half of her thingamajigger and all about right there. So what happened is we're gonna skip a little forward. Well, Ellie has stopped looking for the Abby, and they have a little farmhouse. Jesse is dead also. He got shot by Abby. I don't know that part, but I'm still discovering it, like I'm saying. So Abby and Ellie have a little farm town. So pretty much, Abby has, no, not Abby, but Dana has had her baby, and they're taking after her. And what was one night, Ellie's like, I need to do this. I need to get back out there. I need to find this bitch, Abby. And what happened is Dana has called her in the middle of the night. She says, if you get back, we probably won't be here. And what happened was Ellie's like, I'm gonna go in and go. I'm gonna do this, and what happened was she takes off. Now while she is traveling and finding Abby, Abby has her little own. So the goal that was, so the point of the dialogue, we're gonna skip the tiny bits of it because I don't want to make the video like an hour long explaining to you what is happening. So we're gonna skip the kind of cutscenes that you guys do not want to see. I'm gonna skip that part. So it was Avatar and I'm gonna call it the Avatar, the little boy that saved them. Abby is walking through, and they find the remainder of the Fireflies. But they get ambushed by the people they were at war with. And Abby, I don't know what happened to Little Aang. I think he died because you don't see him anymore. So, I'm kind of guess he's not dead. But if he does, I will explain it to you in part 3. So what happened is they get captured. Avatar is gone. You won't probably see him unless, I don't know, something. So Abby is strung up with her arm. She's not being hanged, but she's like a skinny boy like me. She is now with cut hair. She has not had blonde hair. She has brown hair now. She is skinny. She still knows tactic, but kind of like an African kid that hasn't been fed like a very long time, but she has been like still there, pretty much. So Ellie comes across this guy and says, "Where's Abby?" And they're about to kill Abby. Ellie kills the remainder of the people that were near Abby, and Ellie had looked around Abby and saw Joel was there. Now, she helps Abby get off, but they were trying to escape, but she saw another side of Joel and said, I'm gonna fight you, I'm gonna, do revenge, pretty much. So they get into a huge fight. Now, they're both hitting each other severely. Abby's partly damaged, and Ellie's damaged, and she is about to drown Abby. And in the middle of the fight, Ellie's 2 fingers are bitten off. Not like all of them, but they're around right here, gone. And Ellie saw another side of Joel, and was like, "Look, I'm done here." And she stops. They both stop. They don't kill each other anymore. Abby walks off, and Ellie sits there and cries about Joel. And after that happens, Ellie gets up and goes back to the house. Now, right before all this happens, what had happened to make Abby kill Joel is, in the very first game, one of those doctors was Abby's dad. And the first doctor to die was Abby's dad, and that was a cutscene. And Abby's dad was on the floor bleeding. He was such a nice man. And Abby was sitting there crying. Owen was holding her, and she was crying. She said, "Y'all, I'm gonna find these fucking people who did this shit." And they tracked Joel down and kill him for what he did to his father. And what had happened was, after that, Joel, at the beginning of the game, Joel teaches Ellie a song, but when Ellie comes back to the farmhouse where Dina and her baby, it's gone. She's gone. Everything's gone. And a guitar, Joel had gave Ellie a guitar to play, and that was the only thing that reminded her of Joel. That Joel taught her to play a song that he taught her. But what happened was, 2 of her fingers, she's not able to play the guitar anymore. And she sits there and tries to play it, but she can't. So what happened was, she sets the guitar on the thing in the case, and she leaves quietly. Now, that is the end of Last of Us Part 2, there is going to maybe be a part 3. Might be happening where Ellie is trying to find Dina, maybe, and Abby is getting new friends or doing something like that. Main protagonist might be Abby in the next game. But here's my opinion, guys. Look, I loved at the beginning. I loved it how, I didn't like it when Joel had to die and everything else. But I think if they had that one time to Joel and Ellie was talking and maybe for an hour into the game and then he died, it would have been a lot better. But and then I liked at the beginning and towards the half part of the game, and what I don't like about it is the half part of the game was alright too, but if they took the last part of the game and take it and had put more story to it. Now, as everybody gets, everything is not okay in The Last of Us. Everything always goes wrong. Either way. There's no happy endings here. Now everybody was thinking, hey, Ellie's gonna go in there and she is going to get her revenge. And now they're like, naughty, no, that's not gonna happen. Because, it gets kind of boring. As everybody know, in Marvel movies and everything around you, the bad guy always gets destroyed or killed or always gets defeated. Now, we all know that for a fact here. But not every single game has that feature. Now, there is going to be a Last of Us Part 3. And what I think if they made more of maybe if Ellie was killed by Abby, or Ellie killed Abby and she's going to go find Dina, I think it would put a lot more. But the ending to the story, I did not like at all. I didn't like if she saw 3 faces of Joel, a nice, no nice, and then a nice version. And then she quits. She's like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. So, please tell me what your thoughts in the comments below. Please talk about, if you guys want me to do Now, I will be making a part 3, I'm sorry guys, of the part about Tommy, Jesse getting killed. I'm still on the process of still watching it. I know the ending. I know the first part. But I would like to see the reactions of a lot of people. Now, I'm going to be watching Jacksepticeye's playthrough because he is not like all the other people like Logan Paul out there going oh my god, and start fake crying. Honestly, you're a fucking douchebag who just wants views. Now, Jacksepticeye, on the other hand, he's real. He doesn't do this fake bullshit in the fucking way. So, if you guys, please like and subscribe on this video if you guys want me to do more video games. In the comments below, please tell me what kind of video games I should take over, and please let me know. And that's about it. So yeah, I'm gonna be making a part 3 maybe later on, maybe this month. So I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.